Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Dr. Tapati's presentation. In my last video, I discussed about how vaccine works in our body. Vaccines are formulated from disease-causing microorganisms, but they are prepared in such a way that they can't create any disease in our body. Today, I am going to discuss about types of vaccines. Before I start the presentation, you take your pen and copy to note down whatever I am going to show you in this video. During exam time, you should not spend more time with YouTube videos. You should have some material to study. Let's start the presentation.
First of all, definition of vaccines. Vaccines are biological preparations from live attenuated or inactivated microorganisms that may be whole cell or that may be subunits of microorganisms which increase our immunity against diseases, and they are administered either to prevent, which is called prophylactic vaccine, and to treat disease, which is called therapeutic vaccines. Vaccines are categorized into two groups: live attenuated vaccines, inactivated vaccines. Inactivated vaccines can be two types: inactivated whole cell vaccines and inactivated subunit vaccines. Subunit vaccines are also known as acellular vaccines. There are four types: protein-based vaccines, polysaccharide-based vaccines, conjugate vaccines, and nucleic acid vaccines. Protein-based vaccines can be divided into three groups: vaccines from protein purified from natural sources, toxoid vaccines, and recombinant protein subunit vaccines. In short, we can say that vaccines are three types: live attenuated, inactivated whole cell vaccines, and subunit vaccines. I am going to discuss about these three vaccines and their subtypes. Live attenuated vaccines. They are prepared with whole bacteria or virus which have been weakened so that they don't cause any disease but can create protective immune response in healthy persons. Let's know about the attenuation process. In case of bacteria, using the suboptimal culture method by culturing the pathogen for extended periods under less than optimal conditions. As for example, conditions very different from the physiological conditions in its usual human host, whereas viruses are introduced into a species in which it does not replicate well, or forcing it to replicate repeatedly in tissue culture, which is called passaging. As for example, passage of influenza virus in embryonated chick eggs and poliovirus in monkey kidney epithelial cells. First of all, disease-causing microorganisms are attenuated, then purified and formulated for the vaccine with fluids and additives. What is the advantage of live attenuated vaccine? Because these vaccines closely resemble the natural infection, they create a strong and long-lasting immune response. So, booster dose is required less frequently. What are the disadvantages? Sometimes the attenuated virus can revert to wild type or develop into an entirely new strain by natural mutation, causing reversion to virulence, which can create disease. They are not suitable for immunocompromised people whose immune system does not work properly, either due to drug treatment or due to underlying illness. Maintenance cost is very high as refrigerator and fresh media are required. Killed or inactivated whole cell vaccines contain whole bacteria or virus which have been killed or inactivated by heat, chemical, or UV rays. Advantage: as the microorganisms are not alive, they can't create any disease even in people with severely weakened immune systems or immunocompromised. Disadvantages: due to inactivation, they do not always create strong or long lasting immune response as compared to live attenuated vaccines. Therefore, usually require repeated or booster doses. Now see the diagram how inactivated cell vaccines are produced. First of all, disease causing microorganisms are inactivated by heat, chemical or UV rays. Then they are purified and formulated for the vaccine with fluids and additives. Now, subunit vaccines are also inactivated vaccines, but they are produced from the components or subunits of the disease causing microorganisms, not from whole organism. Components are specific proteins, polysaccharides, nucleic acids, or conjugates of polysaccharides and proteins. Advantage: they are safe even for the people with severely weakened immune systems. Disadvantage: most of the cases booster doses are required. As I told you that subunit vaccines are four types. First one is protein based vaccines. They are also categorized into three types. First one is vaccines obtained from antigenic protein purified from natural sources. Initially, the protein based vaccines depended on the natural sources of antigen. As for example, hepatitis B surface antigen HBsAg, which is a protein present on hepatitis B virus, is highly immunogenic and can produce effective antibodies. In the past, to develop a vaccine, plasma was harvested from chronic hepatitis B infected persons. Hepatitis B virus was inactivated in the plasma, and then HBsAg was purified to formulate vaccine. Purified HBsAg was used as vaccine. Second one is toxoid vaccines. Some bacteria produce toxins which are mainly protein in nature, or sometimes they are polypeptides. Toxoid vaccines are produced when toxins are first purified from bacteria and then inactivated by chemical or heat treatment. Due to inactivation, they are not harmful as toxins and can't cause disease but trigger immune response by acting as antigens. Third one is recombinant protein subunit vaccines. They are formulated by the protein antigens which have been synthesized in the heterologous host cells like bacteria, yeast, or mammalian cell lines. As surface proteins of virus are generally potential candidate for vaccines, through various steps, gene encoding surface protein are amplified and inserted into a plasmid to construct recombinant DNA. That recombinant DNA is introduced into bacteria, yeast, or mammalian cell lines. They are then grown in the fermenter for multiplication and production of required antigen or surface protein. Next step is extraction and purification of target antigens and formulation of vaccines with fluid and additives. Polysaccharide vaccine. Polysaccharide vaccines are composed of long chains of sugar molecules which make up the surface capsule of some bacteria. They are less effective in younger children, less than 2 years old. They produce antibodies which are T cell independent with less functions, with more IgM but less IgG, and booster dose has no effect. Therefore, conjugated vaccines are developed. Conjugate vaccines contain polysaccharide linked to or conjugated with protein antigen which can overcome the problems associated with polysaccharide vaccines. They are effective in younger children, produce antibodies with good functions, and booster dose is effective. Nucleic acid vaccines. Nucleic acid vaccines introduce genetic material, that is DNA or mRNA, encoding the antigen against which an immune response is required. Then cells of our body produce the antigen. DNA vaccine is composed of a small circular piece of DNA which carries genes encoding the antigen or protein from the pathogen of our interest. This diagram is showing the development of DNA vaccine. First step is viral genome RNA extraction, then RNA to DNA conversion. Next step is genetic sequencing of DNA, then amplification of genes encoding antigenic protein of interest, cloning of amplified fragment of target gene in expression vector, then plasmid is transformed into bacteria to obtain multiple copies, then purification of transgenic plasmid from bacteria. After that, vaccine is ready for injection. After injection, antigen is expressed in host and triggers immune response. Development of mRNA vaccine is also showing encouraging results. This table is very important, showing different types of vaccines, their descriptions and their examples. Live attenuated vaccines. They are prepared with whole cell bacteria or virus which have been weakened so that they don't cause disease but can create protective immune response in healthy persons. Examples are oral polio vaccines or OPV, influenza vaccines, yellow fever vaccine, hepatitis A, smallpox, chickenpox, BCG, measles, mumps and rubella, that is MMR vaccines. Whole-cell inactivated vaccines contain whole-cell bacteria or virus which have been killed or inactivated by heat, chemical or UV rays. Examples are poliovirus vaccine, whole-cell pertussis or whooping cough vaccines, rabies vaccine and hepatitis A vaccine. Subunit vaccines are produced from the components or subunits of the disease causing microorganisms such as specific proteins, polysaccharides, nucleic acids or conjugates of polysaccharides and proteins. Examples: purified protein from natural sources. Hepatitis B is the example. Toxoid vaccine, diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, that is whooping cough vaccines are toxoid vaccines. Then recombinant vaccines are hepatitis B, anti-herpes simplex virus, anti-rotavirus and anti-HPV vaccines. Polysaccharide vaccines are meningococcal disease caused by Neisseria meningitidis group A, C, W135 and Y, and pneumococcal disease. Conjugate vaccines are Haemophilus influenza type B, Neisseria meningitidis and some Streptococcus pneumoniae strains. Nucleic acid vaccine. There is no vaccine for human but only for veterinary use. We can also divide vaccines generation wise. First generation vaccines are live attenuated vaccines and inactivated vaccines. Second generation vaccine, subunit vaccines, whereas third generation vaccines are DNA vaccines. all the vaccines, whatever I discussed above, are used for the protection against disease. They are called prophylactic vaccines. But there are some vaccines which are used for the treatment of already existing disease. Researches are going on for the development of some therapeutic vaccines against HIV, herpes, Alzheimer's, and cancer. Prevention of disease is much better than treatment of the disease. In this regard, vaccine is the powerful instrument. We hope that in the near future, we will get new vaccines against incurable disease causing microorganisms.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Kindly like, share and subscribe this channel. And don't forget to give feedback in the comment box. Take care. Bye bye.